Hey everybody, Dino Miliotis here. Welcome to the No Box Network, where we cover a question on the show. Today's going to be a good one because I have a question from Karen that I'm going to cover in a minute. But, you know, it's ironic. I just finished a podcast where we had a spirited debate about really the same thing. And so it's kind of cool. My engines are already rolling, so I hope yours are too. So let's go. Let's go, Karen. So Karen asks me what my feelings, what my thoughts are on step 9. Now, for those who don't know, step 9 is basically part of the recovery process in AA. And millions and millions and millions of people have relied on AA on their road to recovery. Before I go any further, Karen, let me just say, I'm not against AA. I'm not against AA. But what I found is there's a lot of good things that I've taken out of the AA teachings, and there's some things, like step 9, that I just completely disagree with, and I'm going to tell you why. For me, I'm going to explain for me, okay? I went to rehab. I think everybody knows that, and I had a very heated debate about step 9 with one of my counselors, okay? Because I disagree with it. And I'm going to tell you why. Step 9 asks you to right your wrongs, basically. I mean, that's my interpretation, where you have to seek out people that you've wronged during your addiction. I mean, look, we were all assholes. Anybody on the road to recovery, if you remember back to the, crazy days of your addiction, I mean, we were all assholes to somebody. And of course, right away you think instinctively that requires an apology. But here's the thing, guys. Anybody who has gone through addiction and anybody who is on the road to recovery knows that I think we've beat ourselves up enough, don't you think? I think we've beat ourselves up, and the first person we have to apologize to is ourselves. We have to forgive ourselves as well, okay? That's where this whole thing starts, okay? So let me just tell you how my recovery happened. So I get out of recovery, and I don't want to do damn step 9. I mean, it wasn't an AA thing, but I'm just like, you know what? I'm going to try it to a few people. What I found is the apology was accepted, but it didn't really matter. Okay. But the side effect is that a lot of people that I apologize to, they won't hesitate to remind you of all the crazy things you did. And so it's almost like, why are you picking my scab, dude? Why are you pulling my trigger? I already feel bad. When I went into rehab, I say I wasn't 0. I felt less than zero. And I'm sure a lot of people out there felt the same as me. So the last thing I wanted to do was come out feeling like I'm trying to tackle the world and I'm trying to be better and I'm trying to stay on the straight and narrow, and then have somebody constantly reminding me of the past. Look, you can't change the past. No matter how much you think you can change the past, you cannot. And you cannot let a bad moment in your life define who you are. But instead of doing my apology tour like step 9 requires, what I did is something different. I let my actions speak for me. I let my actions speak louder than my words. Now, where do I get some of this stuff from? I compare a lot of things in my personal life to my business career. Now, my business career, I've done a lot of stuff, okay? A lot of stuff over 40 years. Not all of it successful. But failure or success, I mean, I still get some value out of it. And I remember how I felt. Okay. And it's relatable. So let me compare it to something I remembered in business. Now, growing up, I've always been a dreamer and very, very excited about the future. And I knew I was just going to do something great. I just needed that chance and it was going to come. Right. So I made the mistake of sharing that to a lot of people close to me. And instead of being happy for me or, wishing me well, the opposite happened. They'd put me down. They called me stupid. They called me crazy. They called me an idiot. They called me weird. All of these hurtful things that wasn't something that I thought that I was going to hear, right? But it happens. Here's what happened though, okay? One of my ideas obviously started hitting, right? When it started finally materializing and becoming a reality. Those same naysayers, those same haters, there was dead silence. They were just watching. Now, half of them were probably like watching, waiting for me to fail. I mean, I know it. They're not going to admit it, but I know it. Okay. The other half want me to succeed, but it was still too early, and so they didn't want to say anything one way or the other. They're kind of Switzerland on this one, right? But when I became successful, and all of a sudden money started rolling in, the success starts coming in, and all this stuff, they all come out of the woodwork, and it's like, oh, I knew you could do it. Now, from a crazy, weird person, I am all of a sudden eccentric and a genius. How does that happen? I'm still the same person, but that's their take on it. That's what happened. Now, compare that to the step 9, right? I can go and I can talk to somebody till I'm blue in the face and say, you know what? I've changed. Let's pick up where we left off. You know what? Here's the sad part. It's probably better just to stay on the road to recovery, take care of yourself first, and let your actions, like I said, speak louder than words, okay? What you're going to find is these same people, these haters that are just waiting for you to relapse and holding all this baggage and stuff. They're going to see you continue on the road to recovery. They're going to see you on the straight and narrow. And through time, you're going to regain a lot of their trust and their respect. That's what I found. And the ones who you never gained back weren't your friends anyway. And, some will, some won't. So what? You got to move on. Don't let one bad moment in your life define who you are. Remember that, okay? Very, very spirited debate on this one. Karen, really, really good question. Don't go around saying that I'm against AA, okay? Anything that helps you stay on the road to recovery is a good thing. They're all tools. My advice, some advice from the old guy, some advice is we can learn from a lot of different experiences if we just have an open mind and we shut up for once in a while and speak less and listen more. You'll be amazed at what you can learn from young people, peers, and the older generation as well. Everybody brings some value to the table, so remember that. Listen, guys, keep the questions coming in. I loved this one, and thanks for that question. It was awesome. It was awesome because I told you how I feel. Listen, don't forget to check out my new book, There Is No Box. You can get it at Amazon right now. And guys, remember to live life without limits. Until next time, we'll see you.